So much misunderstanding. And especially if we know Hindi, we will say, yes, ab Maya hai. All this is just false. So Maya we think means false. Maya we think means illusion. Maya we think means so many things. But actually, what the Shastra says, what these teachings say, is much more nuanced, much more involved, and much more beautiful. And that is basically what Mayapanchakam is, and it shows how to understand what this Maya is, because according to the Shastra, Maya has a different definition. Yama sa Maya. Ma means knowledge. Ya means she who. She who is knowledge is called Maya. All knowledge. All knowledge, this is not what we heard. We heard that she deludes. We heard that she makes us forget. We heard that she does a number on all of us. What do you mean she's all knowledge? For Ishvara, for Bhagavan. She is all knowledge, all glory. And she is called Adi Shakti, Para Shakti. And what is without Shakti? We cannot breathe. Without Shakti, we cannot walk, we cannot stand, we cannot think. In the Sharada Stotram, all this is said. Yaya vina jagat sarvam mukam unmattavat bhaved. Ya devi vagadhishthatri tasyai vanyai namo namaha. Sharada Stotram, you can look later on and see. And so, Yaya vina, without whose presence, the whole Jagat, people in Jagat means here people in the Jagat cannot talk and are crazy, as though lost their mind, lost their senses. And she who is the Adhishthana Devata of the Vak, of our own speech, and of our own hearts, of all the things we do, of our own thoughts. Only the name changes. Vagadhishthatri, one name. Medha Devi, in the form of our own memory. Grahana Shakti, the ability to grasp, the ability to retain, the ability to give to others. All that is this Shakti alone. Adi Shakti, Para Shakti, Maheshwari, the ruler of the universe. She is also the gatekeeper for Ishvara. To go through her is the way to go through Ishvara, because we live in a manifest Jagat. People who say, I want only Ishvara, then you keep wanting, that's all. Nothing will happen. You keep wanting, as long as you want, nothing will happen. No, I want only Brahman. I don't want Ishvara. Some people have Ishvara allergy. Ishvari allergy. What is Ishvara allergy? As soon as you say Bhagavan, they disappear. They run out of the room. Yeah. Or they have a rash. Yeah, they keep scratching. They get a rash. That is the kind of Ishvara allergy. Ishvara allergy is basically authority issues. What are authority issues? Mommy issues, daddy issues, unresolved. That is what is Ishvara allergy. So such people either become Buddhists, nothing wrong, but I'm just saying, they become Buddhists, they are not able to come to Vedanta, or they come and they quickly go away as soon as we hear about Ishvara, but without Bhagavan there is nothing. We live in a manifest universe. So if we say, I just want to oneness with Brahman and not anything else, not anybody else, this is a pipe dream. I want Nirgun, Nirakar, Brahman. If you say, then what will you be? You will also be Nirgun, Nirakar, because why? Because Pralaya has taken place. How will you find this oneness? You will not find this oneness at all. Pralaya means the resolution of the whole universe has taken place. Then You will not find Guru, and you only will not be there. So no Guru, no Shishya, nothing. How will you be one? How will you find this oneness? So this oneness has to be found in this Jagat, full of tumult, full of restlessness, full of fear, full of sorrow, full of outer strife, full of inner conflict. This is where Bhagavan has to be recognized as the truth of ourselves, because we can't just go to Mars and sit there and do Shastra. Even if you go to Brahma Loka, you have to study. The study alone is the important thing, because as this Mayapanchakam will tell, the problem is with self-ignorance. That self-ignorance is called avidya. Avidya is the name of Maya with regard to the Jiva. All knowledge is the name of Ishwari, Bhagavati, with regard to Bhagavan, Ishvara. It's almost like, she has given him everything. She has made him rich with all the bhagas. Bhagas means great good fortune. She has made him rich with all the good fortune in the whole entire universe. And she has made us Kangal. Kangal means completely bereft of even our sanity. This is what it is. But why is it like this? Because of avidya. What is avidya? Avidya is not knowing ourselves. Atma avidya. This Atma avidya, if we have this, that means we are blessed by the shadow side of Maya, which is illusion. So that's why we say she has two kinds of Shaktis. One Shakti is to cover the truth of ourselves from who? From ourselves. This is called Avarana. Avarana Shakti. Asamantat Vrinoti. Yeah. And then she covers. And then the other one is called Vikshepa Shakti. Vikshipati. Vikshepa means she projects the one Ishvara into many, many, many names and forms. In fact, she creates the names and forms. She creates all the gunas, tamas, rajas, and what's the other one? Sattva. Don't forget the most important one. Yeah. Tamas, rajas, and sattva. So she is Trigunatmika. And so it's all a question of removing this avarana. That is what we want. Avarana means the Shakti that covers the truth of myself from myself. That avarana has to remove, and then Vikshepa, being Ishvara's creation, cannot be removed, need not be removed. In fact, we can enjoy diversity. We can enjoy that there are different countries. So, yesterday I came from Rishikesh. And so when I land here, if this place is also looking exactly like Rishikesh, and you all are looking exactly like the people in Rishikesh, what fun! Where is the fun? No. Where is the fun? No fun at all. And this is what it would be. But I can enjoy you. I can enjoy your country. I can enjoy the ashram. I can enjoy the Swaminijis. Why? Because everything is different. Difference need not scare us. Diversity need not scare us. But it is the Atma Ajnanam that makes the difference into something frightening. There is something other than me. Oh my God, they are out to get me. This is the fear. A completely and totally unjustified fear. But that fear is the prasada of Ajnanam. So once the avarana is removed, then we can enjoy the differences, because in each person, in each object, in each ashram, in each name, in each form, we see Ishvara, Ishwari. We see Bhagavan, Bhagavati. No problem at all. But we have a ways to get there. Because right now, we see Ishvara only in the things and people that we like. Easy to see Ishvara, yes. What about cockroaches and so many other things we don't like? Very difficult to say here goes one lovely Ishvara. Yeah. Very difficult. So therefore, some homework is needed here, and that homework is in the form of what is this? Mayapanchakam. So Mayayaha Panchakam, Mayapanchakam. The Panchakam of Maya. The Panchakam that is describing Maya. Panchakam means a group of 5 verses. Pentad. A pentad of 5 verses is called Panchaka, and then this Panchaka devoted to unfolding and overcoming what this Maya really is. This is the beauty of it. So Maya, then the question will come, if Maya has to be known only for crossing it, then why should I know it? I just cross it without knowing. In fact, that's what we have been trying to do. Without knowing, we have been trying to cross, and it has only made us cross. That's all. Cross means angry. Okay? Yeah. So that's what it has done. How have we crossed it? We have to first see, in order to cross anything, we have to know what it is I'm dealing with, and then you cross. So, premature crossing means falling in the trap of Maya Shakti. And Maya Shakti is only a trap until you get to know her. Once you know her, she is Ishvara. She is one with Ishvara. She is Ishvari. And so, we have to stop thinking she is out to get you and she is out to trick you. And that is, as though this itself is not bad enough, that we are thinking the goddess is out to trick us. That's not true. As though this is not bad enough, in the world of human affairs, we think that Maya is equal to Maya is feminine or masculine, feminine. So, because the word in Sanskrit is feminine, we think all females are out to trick. ये क्या बात है? No, out to get. Don't trust women. This is where you see how wrongly understood Shastra can have devastating effects in terms of human relationships. Yeah, even today, even people who don't know the word Maya are under this thing, because I heard that in some other indigenous cultures, in ancient Mexico, they have this some Shastra and all they study, and in ancient Egypt, all this, they also had a concept of this Maya or something like that, but wrongly understood because of colonization, proselytization, with their own dharma being snatched from them. They were also left with just remnants, little pieces of remnants of this Shastra, and so they also started to think there is the woman is out to cheat. The woman cannot be trusted. If a snake and a woman appears before you, pet the snake, but don't go near the woman. These are the kinds of things. Very sad, very, very sad. And we have to understand that in 2026, is that 2026 now? Yeah. Just checking, yeah. In 2026, if we go with these kinds of thoughts, whether we are men or women, we are affected. In fact, women are affected more because we internalize these wrong understandings about oneself. And there is all kinds of wrong understandings. We are not as good. And then what else? We cheat, we trick. And our very presence is misfortune, which is not wrong, which is not correct at all. So wrong. Misfortune. In fact, that's not what the Shastra says. The Shastra says that the ghee used for yajna, homa, is purified by the look of the woman. She has to see it and then it is purified. The Shastra has a different understanding of woman and different understanding of Shakti also. But we, in our stupidity, we have believed all these things which have come globally also, and we think of ourselves as unfortunate. not well, not having power, not having, any kind of say in anything. That's not how the Shastra thinks. The Shastra thinks the woman is the purest thing of all. Compared to, and somewhere one, Pujya Swamiji, somewhere I think in Geneva, he was giving a talk at the inauguration of the Global Peace Initiative of Women, an organization that somebody founded. I was there with him, and then he said, you cannot compare women and men, because comparison happens only with two things that are similar. Women far go, have crossed over completely, and in fact, they are incomparable. We can't really have this. Pujya Swamiji himself said, and I was very happy to hear this. And then the next thing he said was that because of our ignorance, we have made up a lot of rules for women. So many rules. Don't do this, don't do that. And then don't chant Gayatri Mantra. Why should we chant Gayatri Mantra? No, it's bad luck. For who? For whom is it bad luck to chant Gayatri Mantra? No, you talk to all these people, they will not say anything. And then they will not, because they don't know. They are just, we are just going and living, riding on the wings of various useless and stupid superstitions. Don't chant Om. What will happen if I chant Om? Say Om, everyone. Yeah. What happened? Did you disappear? Did something else disappear in your life? No. Nothing happens if you say Om. And then don't chant Shri Rudram. Pujya Swamiji pointed, he was the first one to start the ordination of women. He did a lot. And he was the first one to teach women Shri Rudram. And Shri Rudram is a beautiful chant. Om is a wonderful chant. It's in fact, Vedanta in one syllable is Om. That's all it is. One word Vedanta, if you want, it is Om. Gayatri Mantra, no problem in chanting. But these three things, Om, Gayatri Mantra and Rudram, give Vairagya. Yes, they make you grow spiritually. And at some point in the religion, in the ancient times, the men got scared. If women started to pick up their kamandalus and go to Himalayas, who will cook? Who will clean? Who will take care of the children? So that's why for the division of labor to maintain itself, these rules were made. But we are not at that point. You have to understand. If we are studying Vedanta, Om has to be my friend. I have to be at home with Om. I have to really make that my home. I have to live in Om. Yes? And I have to learn Sri Rudram. I have to chant the Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is nothing. It is telling, it's a communal prayer for good thinking, for good buddhi. That's all it is. So that when we have good buddhi, we make good decisions. That's all it is. And so all these internalization of wrong notions about womanhood, womankind, and the role of women have nothing to do with the Upanishads, the primary sources of the Shastra, Vedanta, and then nothing to do with even the Vedas, and it has everything to do with people getting afraid, people's fear, that's all. And then therefore, even Maya is only grammatically feminine. Ishvara is grammatically masculine. But when we invoke Ishvara, we invoke what? Ishvari. Definitely. All our gods are happily married. You go to any temple and see. Each one comes with the other. They cannot be separated, like Kalidasa says in his opening invocation to the Raghuvamsha. What does he say? He says, Vagarthaviva sampraktau Vagartha pratipattaye Jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. I salute the parents of the universe in the form of Parvati and Parameshwara. And then for what? So that these words which I am about to put down are understood along with the meaning. Why? How? Just as Parvati and Parameshwara cannot be separated, the meanings of the words and the words themselves cannot be separated. So for the understanding of the words I am about to put down, this I salute the parents of the universe. Very beautiful. The two cannot be separated. So separating it is our own murkhata, our own foolishness, our own ignorance. And so this is, we don't know who wrote this. It's attributed to Adi Shankara because in those days we didn't have what is called intellectual property rights. Right now we will copyright everything. Yeah. We will copyright our saris. We will copyright what we eat. We take a photo of the food that we have made and then copyright that also before putting it on the blog. Everything is copyrighted. We don't have that. Wow. We never had that in the olden times because everybody had studied the 10th chapter of the Gita. The 10th chapter of the Gita is a correction of all these intellectual copyrights. Bhagavan says, if you have a good voice, that's not you, that's me. If you can do something well, that's not you, that's me, that's not you at all. That's all me. Everything that's wonderful is who? Me. Everything that is beautiful is me. Every glory in the universe is myself alone. So when people wrote, they were not interested in putting a C and putting a circle on it and saying copywritten. This is belonging to me. There was no sense of belonging. And how will you have a sense of belonging for something, this belongs to me, when this knowledge is free? This knowledge is totally free. It is not anything to do with, being the brainchild of an individual. That's why we say Sadashiva Samarambha, that we started with Shiva. Shankaracharya Madhyamam, for which the middle bright light like a comet was who? Adi Shankara. Asmadacharya Paryantam, up to my Acharya, I salute the entire lineage. That is what it is. We salute the whole lineage, and so that lineage is the main thing. We are nothing here, and so we are nothing and nobody. Even if we write something in the ancient times, we attribute it to Ishvara, and then or we attribute it to the main Guru. Who is the main Guru? Adi Shankara. We attribute it to Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara alone is there, and we attribute it to Adi Shankara. So all the writers wrote saying it is Shankaracharya. So we don't know if it was some other Shankaracharya coming down the line or it was some other Guru, unnamed, unsung, but very much sung here. Each time we study Mayapanchakam, we salute the author even though we may not know the name or know the time in which they lived. We don't know that, but we salute that. And so a verse, there are 5 verses, and then it's very interesting how it starts. We will chant the first verse, so I will chant and then you can follow. Nirupama nitya niramshakepya khande nirupama nitya niramshakepya khande Mayi chiti sarva vikalpanadi shunye Mayi chiti sarva vikalpanadi shunye घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पठीयसी माया Shall we try it together? Nirupamanityamiyam shakeryakande Marichiti sarvavikalpanadishunye Ghatayati jagadisha jivavedam Tvagatita ghatana patiyasi maya. Very beautiful. So, who is the subject of the sentence? Maya. What kind of Maya? Patiyasi Maya. Patiyas, Patiyasi, Patiyas, Patiyasi means very clever. Very clever. Very clever Maya, cleverer than us. Okay, that's why it's in the comparative. Patiyasi Maya, the clever Maya. What does the clever Maya do? The clever Maya, what does she do? Patiyasi Maya, Ghatayati. Ghatayati means makes it happen. This is the skeletal sentence. Patiyasi Maya Ghatayati. The ever clever Maya does. Ghatayati makes it happen. What does she make happen? Aghatita ghatana, that which is impossible to make happen, she makes it happen. This is also the refrain. After every shloka, we will have this refrain. So, aghatita means not happened. That which has not happened, what does she do? Ghatana. She makes it into an incident. That which is a non-happening, she makes it into a happening. That which is a non-incident, she makes it into an incident. This is how it is, even in our everyday lives. It's really nothing, but then you have a full-scale meltdown, okay, over nothing. And then one thinks, why was I so foolish? Why did I have such a big meltdown over nothing? It was in fact a wrong understanding. Because of a misconception, there is a meltdown. This is a true incident. This happened some time ago. One woman came up to me, said, you know what? My friend hates me. I said, how? Why? And I knew her friend also. Both were coming to classes. She hates me. She really cannot stand me. I said, why? What makes you say that? Today I met her in the mall. I saw her and she didn't even look at me. I waved. I called out. But she did not. She just went like that. I said, there must be some explanation. Call her up. No, I'm not going to call her up. She completely disrespected me, and in fact I was with some other friends and I wanted to introduce her. And then I was made to look like a fool. I just don't want, and also the lady said, if she's coming to the ashram and if she's taking classes, I am not going to come from now onwards. I let her have the meltdown. I said, okay, let her have it. And then I said, call her. No, I said, you call, I'll talk to her. You call. Oh, if I call, she may not even lift the list. I said, no, just call. And she called, she put it on that speaker phone. And that lady was delighted to hear from her. Oh, we haven't seen each other in a while. How are you? I was just thinking of you. Yesterday only I was thinking of you. And this lady sitting there is like her jaw is dropping to the floor. It's like, what? What happened here? What is this disconnect? And then she said, oh, but today I saw you, or yesterday, whenever it was, I saw you at the mall, and you didn't even say hello. When? Yesterday. I was there. I saw you. And I just waved also. But you didn't say hello. You just went away. What happened? I thought you didn't like me anymore. And that lady said, I forgot to bring my glasses. I left them at home. It was a very difficult trip to the mall because I just had to, whatever I had to get, I somehow got. But it was very difficult. I didn't see clearly. So I couldn't have seen you on the other side of the road. So sorry. You see? Aghatita ghatana. Aghatita means that which has not happened. What has not happened? Any kind of, misunderstanding, mistrust, fight, and distrust has not happened. But what has Maya done? Made it look like it has happened. Aghatita ghatana, that which hasn't happened, she makes it look like it has happened. Who is this? The most clever Maya. Now what has she done in the first verse? What has she made happen that should not have happened? It says, is Nirupama Nitya Niramshake Api Akhande Mayi Chiti. So, what has she done? Mayi Chiti, she has done the number in my heart. Mayi Chiti, in my heart. Mayi Chiti, in my heart, what has she done? In this heart, which is what? Nirupama. Nirupama means in this, which is this heart, it is that which is incomparable. The truth of the I, which is in the heart, which is Chit, Sat, Chit, Ananda. In this Satchidanande Mahi, in this me that is nothing but Satchidananda, in this me, what is the truth of this I? Free of strife, free of conflict, free of fear, free of pain, free of sorrow. This is the I. In this I that is free of everything and incomparable. I am the only one that is there, that is like me. Nobody else is like me. Nobody else. Nothing else is like me. I am unique. There is nothing like me. There is nothing unlike me. There is nothing other than me. All that is there is me. No, but there is so many people in the room. How can you say all that is there in me is me? Because the I in you is the I in me, is the I in he, the I in she, the I in the whole universe. There is only one I. Even grammatically, how many I's are there? Only one I. He, so many people. She, so many people. I, one. One I. And so this one I, in this heart, in this chit, that is free of divisions. That is totally free of divisions. In this consciousness, which is residing in my heart, Mayi Chiti, in this consciousness, which is the truth of my heart. So in my heart, what is there? It's a divisionless heart. Why is it a divisionless heart? It is a divisionless heart because all that is there is me. How can you say that there are divisions? The divisions we know because we have studied in Vedanta. We know what? The divisions are in what? Name and form. In other words, upadhi. Divisions are upadhi. Sanskrit word. Upa, samipe, sthitva, dharman, anyan dharman, adatte. So, upadhi is that which remaining along with something else gives its dharma, its attributes, it lends its attributes to another. Staying near. And our stock example is crystal. Crystal, and you put one red flower behind the crystal, what will happen? It will look red. You put one orange flower behind the crystal, what will happen? You will think a new Swami has come into town. Yeah, Kristalananda. Yeah. And then you put white cloth behind the crystal, you say, okay, Brahmachari has come. So like this we have, but what is the color of the crystal? Is it orange? No. Is it brown? No. Is it yellow? No. Is it white? No. This is what Upadhi is. Our body, mind, sense complex is the Upadhi for this Chit, for this Chaitanya. It is the Upadhi. It is very much the Upadhi, means it's a container. Like you have some cookies, biscuits, okay? You keep in one tin and you close. And so there is no confusion. When you are hungry, what do you have to do? Open the tin and put your hand. You don't start biting the tin itself, okay? There is no confusion there between Upadhi and Upahita. Upahita is cookies. Upadhi is the container. There is no problem. You don't start eating the container, you open it and then you take what is inside. But here, there is a enmeshment when it comes to our body, mind, sense complex. Our body, mind, sense complex is also a tin. Okay? Inside there is only one cookie. What is that? Ishvara, Bhagavan. That's all it is. But how to reach this cookie is a very interesting issue, because the I sense is there in the body, is there in the mind, is there in the karmendriyas, in the sense organs and organs of action. The I sense pervades all these things. And so the I has to go through all these layers in order to understand the truth of itself. And so all these layers are called Panchakosha. Panchakosha means 5 places where I make mistakes about myself. First thing is what? Dehaha, aham, dehoham. If you keep saying dehoham, life is hoham. Okay? Yeah. Hoham means expression of boredom. Okay? But where do we have to go? From Hoham we have to go to Soham. That is the journey of Vedanta. So the body is myself alone. And so what do I do to this body? All kinds of things I do to this body. Why? Because I cannot accept the body, so I have to change the body. If people have curly hair, they say, oh my God, I have to get it straightened out. And those that have straight hair, they want to get curly hair. Yes. All the beauticians have a lot of business. That's all it is. They keep saying tathastu and doing whatever you want. That's all it is. So, they are not satisfied. One is not satisfied with how one looks, because there is a body identification. Is total, is complete. And that is where the Maya is making the impossible possible. She is causing, what is it that is impossible? To have self-hatred. Because one who is all Ananda, how can you have self-loath? How can you have self-hatred? But regardless of whether one is a man or a woman, there is a sense of self-judgment, self-loath, fear, self-non-acceptance, self-critique. And that is why there is judgment of others, there is critique of others. And that is why one finds oneself not accepting the body. Not accepting the body because aham dehaha. You see, there is a two-way story here. In Vedanta, it's always a one-way story. What is the two-way story? I am the body, and the body is as good as me. Here there is only one-way story. Body is because of consciousness, which is manifest as the body. Body is non-separate from consciousness. Body is karya Consciousness, Ishvara, is what? Karana, cause. The effect is always non-separate from the cause. The DNA of the cause inheres the effect. If the cause is Satchidananda, the effect is also what? Satchidananda. So the body is Satchidananda, definitely. The whole universe is Satchidananda. But Satchidananda is not just the body. This we have to understand. Satchidananda is more than this body. This is the first kosha which we have successfully gone beyond right now in this discussion. Because it's kosha means like as though a covering, like a sword is covered by a scabbard which is exactly in the shape of the sword, and so there is this as though covering of the Atma that cannot be covered. Atma has no shape, no size, no form, so therefore the covering is an as though covering. So then another strong place of identification is prana. Second place of mistake, second locus of error is prana. And the prana also where? Oh my God, if I can't breathe, oh my God, I'm gone. Little bit of breathing difficulty means so much agitation, so much fear. So prana also means the various functions, digestion, circulation, and what else? Evacuation, respiration. And the final one, udana, which is all these vital airs or life forces, they are called. What is udana vayu? Udana vayu is the one who takes away the prana and all the pranas at the end of the life. It is sitting there counting. Oh, every birthday it counts? No. Every breath it counts. That's why the yogis thought they could outwit Lord Yama and breathe once a week. And they would train themselves to breathe once a week, slow down the breathing so that what? They could live longer and longer and longer. Lord Yama says, oh, okay, this person has started to do pranayama, yoga, okay, I'll just go to Starbucks and have a coffee break. That's all it is for Lord Yama, it's a coffee break. He will come back. Doesn't matter how much, even if you breathe once a month, he will still come back. But prana, so prana is as good as me, this is the problem. Prana is Satchidananda. Satchidananda is not prana. That's the thing. Everything is Satchidananda. Prana is also Satchidananda. That Satchidananda transcends prana because it has to, in order to be everything, it cannot be any one thing. That's all it is. And the third level of mistake is, I am as good as my thoughts. I am as good as the mind. I am as good as the mind. I am as good as the thoughts. And so, in certain theologies, people are just very worried. Oh, I'm having a bad thought. I should only have good thought. I shouldn't have bad thoughts. How can you decide? Do you know what is going to be your next thought? Yes? No? Very good. And because if you don't know what is going to be your next thought, how can you be responsible for your thoughts? It has come. And this is the content of this is how the Kenopanishad starts with the student's question. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. Impelled by whom? Compelled by whom do the thoughts fall in the mind? And the mind goes to various thoughts. How does this happen? And so like this, we have the third place of mistake, I am as good as the mind. This is an unfortunate mistake because all these mithya things, we take them to be satyam. Even body identification for some people is not strong, but the mental identification is very, very difficult to overcome without Vedanta. Impossible to overcome without Vedanta. And there is a, what is that called? There was one neuroscientist. Her name, she's still there. Her name is Jill Bolte, Bolte. And she was studying all these. She was a great neuroscientist, studying strokes and everything in people. One day she herself had a stroke, a bad one, and she knew she was having it, but she couldn't help it, and all she could do was, dial her mom on speed dial on her phone before she lost consciousness and fell down. So thanks to that, the mother could come and take her to the hospital and all this. And then afterwards, she was like a baby. She was writing very important books and all these things. She was a great researcher. Afterwards, she was like a newborn baby. Had to learn to walk, had to learn to talk, had to learn to go to the bathroom, do everything by herself. It was a huge ordeal. Years of physiotherapy, years of speech therapy, years of all mental for the mind therapy. And then she wrote one book after she recovered, A Stroke of Insight. And that is, that is a book that talks about her experiences and what she learned when the mind that was so beloved to her, and she was so much, had the ahankara was sitting in the mind for her, not so much the body. She didn't care how she looked, she didn't care how she dressed, but the identification was complete with the attachment to the mind. And when the mind was gone, she felt like a nobody. No important conferences, nobody to invite, nobody to ask her to come and sit on committees, to be the chairperson of these institutes and so many important things. Nothing. Bereft of this identity, she had to crawl back and understand some things. And so she had like a spiritual reawakening. Sometimes that's what needs to happen sometimes. So this identification with the mind, I'm as good as what I think, I'm as good as what I not think, I'm as good as my memory, and sometimes I'm as good as my forgetting. This is all the problems. This is the third place where I can make a mistake thinking I'm as good as the mind. Atma is more than the body. Anyantara Atma Pranamaya. Atma is more than the prana. Anyantara Atma Manomaya. And then that which is even beyond the mind is what? Another place where we make the mistake of thinking I am as good as being an agent of my action. I am karta. So all my I-ness, my mindness is invested in doership. And so I identify as the agent of action, especially if something good. So who did all this? Me. And if it's something bad, the neighbor did it. Yeah, not me. Not me. Even when we say I didn't do it, it is still kartrutva buddhi, because I don't want to be associated as the agent of a mistake. I want to be associated only with wonderful doings. So this is another problem, a very big problem, horrible problem. And the antidote for that we already have in our culture. Who is the author of everything? Ishvara. Why whisper? Say it loudly. Ishvara is the author of everything. Yes. And so if I come to your house and I say, very nice house, what will you say? Bhagavan's grace, Guru's grace. And if I appreciate your cooking, what will you say? Oh, I learnt it from the elders, grandmother, mother, great-grandmother's recipe. Like this, we don't take it on. Thank God we have this in the culture. But still we are living in a global culture, aren't we? Yeah, we are influenced by what everybody does. We have entered the copyright culture. My, me, I, me, mine. I am the doer. I have to put myself out there, otherwise nobody will give me a job. Yeah, if you write in your resume, I have Atma Jnanam, I attend. I attend Gita classes, they will look at that and say, first discard this one. Yeah. You can't do that. You have to say, I have done all these things. I have done this, I have done that, I gained this, I gained that. I can make your company much better than where it is. I can take it to the next level, and I am smart and I am wonderful. You have to say that. But our culture teaches us to do that as though. Vedanta is all about as though. Maya is also as though. These two words, if you know whole of Vedanta. If you know, as though. As though, as though, as though, all the way. So I'm performing a role. I'm having a role here. And what is the role? The role is to be in the corporate world and put myself out there and show them that I have done all these things, and to get the promotion or the perk that I deserve, whatever it is that I'm doing, it is all a show. It is all a show because it is as though. Why? Because I'm performing a role. What is the role? Employee of this company. That is the role. And for the role, I have to do a few things. Just like when you come on the stage and you have to dance, you have to do a few things. You are part of a play. You have to do a few things. You have to say a few lines which may not even be true. You have to say because you are doing that role. You have to say a few things. You have to do a few actions. Shakespeare said it. What did he say? All the world is a stage, and men and women are but actors. I always think he had studied a little bit of Vedanta. Yes. I always think that. That and the monologue in Hamlet, to be or not to be, suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. That particular, part of that monologue is very much similar to our Sri Rudra. Yeah, namaste to you. Oh Ishvara. Ishvara we are seeing in the form of a hunter with a bow and the arrow out to get you, out to get all of us. And so we say, no, I have been dharmic, go here. Why is your arrow and bow pointing at me? The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune in the form of karma phala is given in the Sri Rudram. Okay, that was just an aside. Okay, So back to here, the world being a stage. So I have been born here. I was already born related. I did not ask to have these parents. And in fact, if I had a choice, I wouldn't have had these parents. I would have had some other kind of parents. And why this brother, this sister? I would have had some other siblings. I would have chosen one who listens to me all the time. Those kinds of siblings I would have had, not these kinds of siblings. But that shows one is born related. Even when you are in the womb, somebody is already claiming you as daughter, as son. And then as sister, as brother, as grandchild, already people are claiming you. So you are born related, you are born with your own Swadharma you are born. And that Swadharma is the script for the play of the universe. What you are meant to do. You can't stand there having stage fright because the play must go on. The play has to go on. And then, but all the time, the person who is in the play must know it is the play. Otherwise, some hilarious things will ensue. What will happen? Supposing there are two characters who are supposed to be the greatest of friends, where in the play, but in real life they cannot stand each other. But they have to hug in the play. And then while hugging, the one cannot pitch the other because, I don't want to hug you, I'm hugging. No, in the play they have to become part of the character, and the only way they can become the character is by having inner space with that role. A little inner space. And Pujya Swamiji's favorite and most telling example is that of a begging person. And who is the begging person? A highly paid Hollywood actor playing the role of a begging person. He is crying, he is knocking on the doors, and they are opening and seeing him in all his rags, they are shutting the door on him. Then he goes, knocks on the other door, I'm hungry, haven't eaten in 4 days, please give something. And they too shut the door. He is crying even without the need for glycerin in his eyes. There is an inner space in the form of, oh, not bad, this acting is going very well, maybe this time I will get Oscar. Yes, I'll get a Academy Award. He's thinking. That means what? There is a difference between Sakshi and actor. Karta and Sakshi are not conflated, are not enmeshed. But what does this Maya do? Maya makes you fall in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the fourth one, into Kartritva Buddhi and making me think I am the doer, mover, shaker. And that is a recipe, my dear friends, for guilt. Because as soon as you say that you are a doer, then you start thinking, I should have done it better. Kimaham sadhuna karavam, kimaham papamakaram iti. Why did I do the wrong thing? Why did I do the right thing? This is what the Veda says. This is the person who is always caught in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, an important place of mistake, taking myself to be Karta. This is the problem. Then what else is the last place of mistake? Bhokta. I am not the doer. I am the doer, of course, but I am also the victim of everything that happens to me. That is not good. That is another problem. If you think of yourself as a victim, it's as bad as thinking of oneself as karta, doer. How can I be the victim? No, because I can't control anything. All these things keep happening. I want to do something, I can't. I don't want to do something, but that happens. Anyway, what's the use? And the person also quotes Vedanta. It's all karma phala. I am stuck in karma. I am stuck in karma phala. And if everything is already destined, why study Vedanta? If moksha were to come to me, then let it come. Why should I go to the classes? Many people think like this. And sometimes many spouses also think like this. One spouse comes to the class and the other one is sitting at home thinking, Mera bulawa nahi aaya hai. No, my calling has Bhagavan. If everything is Bhagavan, Bhagavan should call, Bhagavan should make me, teach me. Bhagavan should give me Vedanta, and Bhagavan is not doing anything. So that means what? I should just give my spouse a ride to the ashram and then go back. That is what I have to do. This is the feeling. Many people have this. And you know what? I will accept your Vedanta. If you had the same attitude towards lunch. Okay? Yeah. Now after this, what is the program? Lunch. Right? So, yeah. So if you had the same attitude, like if I am supposed to be fed, let my meals come to me. I'm not going to lift a finger to cook, not even one button to press the button of the microwave. I'm not going to do. Let it come. If you have that same attitude, then you are a sadhu. Yeah. Otherwise, you are not a sadhu. What are you? You're a sadont. Yeah, sadhu, sadont. You're a sadont. Okay? Not a sadhu. That is what you are. How can you do this? You could very selective bhaktritva, very selective this. If it was supposed to come, it should come to me. I have been targeted by Bhagavan. All the bad karma comes to me. All the good karma goes to the neighbor. I work hard in the office, and the co-worker got the promotion. And in fact, everything the fellow took from me only, and that person got the promotion. This is not fair. This is all wrong. This is the fifth trap. the trap of Anandamaya Kosha. Last and fifth trap, my friends, Anandamaya Kosha means the identification with oneself as Bhokta, Bhoktritva Buddhi. I am a victim of my circumstances. I am a victim of everything that has happened to me, and that is the recipe for hurt. You start thinking like this, very soon you start believing in it, and very soon it becomes one's reality. So guilt and hurt is jivatvam. Jivahood, jivaness is guilt and hurt. Guilt by kartritva buddhi and hurt by bhoktritva buddhi. Feeling victim, feeling victimized, or feeling like one is the agent. So these are all loci of error. Various places where the wrong understanding and the error is made. And that is how Maya comes. This is the prasada of avidya in our lives. This is exactly the prasada. So, Mayi Chiti, and what is this Mayi Chiti? Nirupama. Nirupama means unparalleled. Nitya, that heart, that consciousness which is always there, unchanging consciousness I am. Niramshaka. Niramshaka means that which cannot be divided into parts. Akhande, that which is partless. Mayi Chiti, which is what? Sarva Vikalpanadi Shunye Chiti, that which is free of all divisions. That which is free of all the divisions, what do I see? Division, 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 division. I do not have the vision. I only have division. Divided vision is division. I have divided vision, which is the vision of division. I do not have the vision of no division. No division is Advaita. All because of Maya. This is very nice. In our culture, we don't do self-blame. Yeah, we don't self-blame ourselves. We have to find somebody to catch and then blame. And right now, who is it? Maya. Yeah, this we do. This is healthy psychology. You blame Bhagavan and it becomes a kind of prayer. You don't blame yourself because we are coming from a place of self-blame. We don't further that. You say it's all your fault, Maya. And this is what every mother does. The toddler, the child which is 1 year old starting to walk, it puts its fat feet like baby Krishna and walks 2-3 steps and falls and cries. And the mother says, oh, bad floor. You hit my baby, I'm going to hit you. And she just beats the floor. Instant psychotherapy. This is what is the Hindu culture. Instant therapy and a very nice antahkarana for this knowledge. So here also we say, who are we going to blame for the next few days? Maya. It is all you. It is your problem. It is your fault. Who am I? Nirupama, Nitya, Niramshake, Kande. And that is the Chit I am. That is my heart. I am all pervading, all free, all clear, eternal consciousness. Rest is all you, not me. Very uplifting this is. For these reasons, more we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namah. Hari Om. Thank you for listening so nicely. Thank you all for coming.